Snakes and ladders? It's crazy!
Hello there and welcome once again to Animal Crazy. This is the show that takes you into the crazy world of animals. Now, forget Rottweilers, forget Alsatians, forget wolves. You want a real vicious scavenger? Then here it is. This is a real vicious creature. This could tear your trousers off. It could do you some real damage. This is one of the most vicious pack-hunting creatures in the world.
Neil!
What?
She's only a baby.
Yeah, but she's a baby hyena.
Neil? She is in fact a striped hyena, and they're commonly found in Africa and Asia. But she's been born here, and she's been hand-reared, and she's only 6 weeks old, and she's beautiful.
Go on,
I'm
put
in
it
love.
down there. Here,
There
she's
you
lovely,
go.
isn't she? Look at that.
She
There.
likes playing with the toys and
Oh, have
things.
some of that then.
She might have some.
Yeah, will you have some of that? Little
Go on.
drinky there.
She might not be thirsty. Is
What
she
about that
thirsty?
toy there? Would she play with the toy?
Do you like that?
Look at
Yeah.
that. There you go.
Oh, isn't she beautiful?
Now, she may look like a dog, but she's not a dog. She's not even a member of the dog family. In fact, the hyena is just a hyena. And when she's fully grown, she'll have massive front legs, huge, great broad shoulders. She'll be able to run at speeds of 40 miles an hour. And if this were a zebra, she'd be able to tear its ribcage apart.
Neil, stop it.
Sorry. Just like this. You see? In fact, this pack have hunted down a huge buffalo for their dinner. And do you know what, Jen? The hyena's teeth can even crunch and crush bones that lions and tigers can't. Vicious.
Now, we're very lucky to have her with us today because, sadly, she got rejected by her parents. Now, if that happened in the wild, she most certainly would have died, but she's been reared here in the country and with a bit of tender loving care, she'll be fine. Oh, dear.
Listen to a little growl. Now, you may even know who her parents are. In fact, you've probably seen them on the telly. In this advert for car crime prevention. There they are. There's Mum and Dad being their normal, vicious selves. And hyenas are so unpredictable that the whole set for this advert was built inside a cage to protect the film crew. Do you know what? This little hyena will grow up to be just as vicious as her Mum and Dad.
But not quite now. In fact, will you give me a hand, please, Neil?
Oh, do we have to?
Yes.
Oh, she's enjoying
I
herself.
know, and so are you, I
And
know.
so am I.
It's
Here
time
you
for
go.
her to go home, though. Oh, there
You got her?
go. Yeah.
Be
You've
very
been
careful with
very
her, Jen.
good. I know. You've been very good today, haven't you? Hey?
I tell you what.
Did your tummy tickle?
I'll tell you what. You take the pram. I'll take the baby out. Come on, then. Come on. You want your tummy tickled? You want your tummy tickled?
All right, you just leave me with the pram. And anyway, Neil,
What?
I thought you said she was vicious.
Get out. She's only a baby.
Do you recognise any of these faces? Believe it or not, they were all the same person, but who was it? You're not sure? OK, try again. You can come in now. Now, you probably think it's Neil Buchanan, but you can't be sure because you can't see all of his facial features.
In fact, it wasn't me at all. See ya.
It's only until you see Neil's thick hair, his blue eyes and his cheeky grin that you can be sure it's a Neil Buchanan.
Similarly, when you see a mop of hair, long eyelashes and a big smile, you know that this is a Jenny Powell. And that's the main way we humans recognise each other, by our facial features. Try it yourself. Whose eye is this? And whose nose is this? Yeah, same person. And whose mouth is this? Yeah, you've got it. It's Her Majesty the Queen. Easy, huh?
Oh, yes, easy for humans. But what about ladybirds? Now, ladybirds recognise each other by their spots or their patterns. And there are over 4,000 different types of ladybirds, each with their own different colours, patterns and number of spots. Let's take a closer look. Now, ladybirds are in fact beetles, but the number of spots they have doesn't determine how old they are, but what type of ladybird they are. And a lot of ladybirds are commonly named after their number of spots. So, like this one here is red with 7 spots, and it's actually called the 7 spot.
Now this one is the 22 spot with, yes, you've guessed it, 22 spots. It's a yellow ladybird with black spots, and this eye-catching colour is its first line in defence. It warns predators, I don't taste very nice, I don't smell very nice, I may be poisonous, so please don't eat me.
So we've had red with black spots, yellow with black spots, and wait for it, there's one here which is black with 4 red spots, and that's called the pine ladybird, and it lives on pine trees in the east of England, and like all other ladybirds, it can expect to live for about a year.
And just to confuse things further, not all ladybirds have spots. Some have stripes, some are streaked, and some have streaks with stripes. This is the cream streak, and its colour not only acts as a warning to predators, it's also an effective camouflage when it's on pine tree buds. So there you go, lots of different types of ladybirds, all with their own recognisable features. So, why don't you get out into the countryside and see how many spots you can spot?
Neil?
What?
Who was that man with the paper bag on his head?
I don't know. I didn't recognise him.
Hello, everybody. Did you know that hedgehogs transport apples by carrying them on their spines? Amazing.
When you go to the doctor's, do you sit in the waiting room, nervously waiting for your turn? Well, if you've got a pet, maybe you've sat here, in the vet's waiting room.
And have you ever wondered what really goes on behind those doors there, in the surgery? Well, go on, take a look.
Go on,
Just
then.
there. Go on.
Hello, welcome to the practice. This is Oscar, who, as you can see, is just taking some medicine, and he seems to enjoy it. It's got a banana flavour, I think that's why he likes it. Oscar's in with a bad leg, and we have to give him medicine 2 or 3 times a day to help him get better. But I expect you'd like to see behind the scenes. This is a central area, and satelliting off it we have the 2 operating theatres, the drugs, and this is Fergus, an Airedale Terrier, who's got something wrong with his nose. So what we're going to do this afternoon is to put him to sleep for a little while, and then we're going to take some x-rays to find out what his problem is. This is the part of the practice where we look after the larger animals, particularly horses and cattle. And here you'll see my partner, John, is examining a mare called Nib. Nib, we hope, is in the early stages of pregnancy, and John's just giving her a clinical examination to make sure she hasn't got any problems. Because x-rays are dangerous things, we mustn't have people standing around holding the animal, so we usually have them anaesthetised, or at least with something to make them sleepy, so they'll lie still by themselves. OK, so we're ready to shoot. I'm going to ask you all to disappear to safety. I'm going to go behind this LED screen. This is his nose. Here you see his teeth. Those are the big canine teeth. His eye would be up here, but we obviously can't see it on x-ray. And this tube running through here is the tube that we put into his airway to help him breathe. And this is starting to get a bit disappointing because we can't actually find a reason for his problem, but maybe it's good that we can't find anything serious. Okay, this is a python, which is not a poisonous snake. It's one which, in the wild, would kill her prey by constricting it. And sometimes we can persuade her to open their mouth like that, just gently. They have quite sharp teeth, but they don't really hurt at this size. They're like little needle pricks. Nice, clean, healthy mouth there. Lovely. We had a python that was 15 foot long in here one day, weighed 220 pounds, and it took 5 of us to hold it in a straight line while we tried to x-ray it. Yeah. Good boy. It's morning. Well done. Good boy. There we go. Now we know he can swallow and breathe for himself quite happily.
So there you go. Vets do all sorts of different things.
Here, Jen.
Yeah.
We've been waiting a long time, haven't we? So why don't we just go in?
Because we haven't got a pet, Neil.
Now, you've probably played snakes and ladders hundreds of times. You know, you go up the ladders and down the snakes.
But in our game, we're going to use real ladders and real snakes. But the rules are a bit different. We go up 1 step if we get an answer right, and down 1 step if we get an answer wrong.
And just to make it a bit spicy, loser gets to put away the snakes. So, OK, first question. Jenny, this one's for you. This is the rat snake. Now, the rat snake is from North America, and it lives in rubbish piles, abandoned buildings, and it's also common in sewer systems. True or false?
True.
Yeah, up you go. Well done.
Thank you. OK. This is the Californian king snake. It is, in fact, the rare albino version with white skin and red eyes. Now, true or false, up or down, it is, in fact, immune to rattlesnake venom and can eat rattlesnakes.
Eat rattlesnakes? Nah, false.
It's true. Down you go.
Down I go. Alrighty. Now, this one down here, this is the royal python. And the royal python was once considered sacred in some parts of Africa. In fact, to harm it was punishable by death. Now, when it's in danger, it rolls up tightly into a little ball. True or false?
False.
Yes, it's true. Down you go.
All right. OK, this is the North American water snake. It can emit a foul smell when threatened, and it's pretty fierce by nature. Now, true or false, most snakes have a very smooth, scaly skin, but this one has a rough skin, which makes it a good climber.
Rough skin, good climber. True.
It is true.
Yes! OK, the boa constrictor kills its prey by first crushing it and then swallowing it whole. Now, the boa constrictor doesn't lay any eggs. True or false, it gives birth to 1 live young snake per year.
True.
False! Get this, the boa constrictor gives birth to up to 60 live young per year. Down you go, Jen.
All right. Now, this is the milk snake, and it's very clever because it does impressions of the deadly coral snake by imitating its colours. Now, true or false, it's called the milk snake because it sneaks into cow sheds and sucks milk from cows.
And he moves up 1 step because that is false. People used to think that they were milking cows, but in actual fact, they're just looking for mice. OK, one for you. This, look at the size of that, is the reticulated python. Now, this is the longest snake in the world. In fact, it's so big, it can swallow a goat whole, and it can eat a cow. True or false, the longest reticulated python on record is 4 metres long?
True.
False. The longest reticulated python on record is 10 metres long. Down you go.
All right, OK. This is the mangrove snake, and it is poisonous, but it has to chew its prey first in order to release its venom. True or false?
I'd say that sounds false.
No, it's true.
Down I go. All right, Jen, the last one. I've got 2 to go. You've got 1 to go. This could be Snake City for you. This is the adder. Take a close look at it and don't step on it because this is Britain's only poisonous snake. Now, true or false, the adder can survive as far north as the Arctic Circle.
Oh, false.
The adder is the only snake to live in the Arctic Circle. It's true, so down you go, Jen. Snake City.
I don't believe it, Neil.
Enjoy putting the snakes away.
Oh, thanks a lot. Right, Mr. Python, back in your box you go.
My cat eats trout, which is the insides of a cow. He also goes out at night, so he's never that hungry.
My guinea pig Maggie eats twice a day on vegetables and dried food. She likes dandelions as well.
My hamster is called Muffin.
To feed him, I buy him hamster food. Also, I give him things like lettuce, a very little bit, or sometimes some carrots. For treats, I feed him honey treats. I feed my ferret Fergie with bread and milk, also sometimes with cat food.
I feed Tiggy 3 times a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, and once at night with biscuits. She sometimes brings home mice and voles for snacks.
I feed my stick insects, Cravis and Mavis, about 5 stems of privet from hedges a week.
When I feed my bird Charlie, I give him cockatiel seed and water. Sometimes I feed him vegetables and fruit.
My snake is a meat eater. I get worms out of my garden for him. He also eats mice that my dad buys from the shop for him.
My rat Dandelion doesn't eat anything special, but her favourite is chocolate.
I feed my tortoise 1 to 2 times a day on dog food and cooked cabbage, and when he wants a drink, we put him in a tray of water.
Did you know that birds of prey have the best eyesight of all birds? A golden eagle can see a hare from a distance of 2 miles in good condition. Well, sorry about that.
It's crazy! It's crazy, the speed at which we move.
Yeah, life's much too fast.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more, Neil. That's why I've had a great idea.
Yeah?
Come with me. Why don't we just sit back, relax, slow down, and take a look at some of life's easy-goers.
Ah, that sounds really good to me. Yeah. What do you reckon is the world's slowest creature? What about the tortoise?
Which is, in fact, a type of turtle that lives on the land.
Now, Captain Cook once gave a tortoise to the King of Tonga, and it grew to be the oldest tortoise in the world. In fact, it took life so slowly, it lived to be 189 years old.
And did you know, it takes a tortoise about 2.5 hours to travel the distance of 1 mile. But if you think about it, it'd probably take you even longer if you had to carry your house around with you on your back.
Now, if you think the tortoise is slow, what about this real laid-back dude, the sloth? This weird-looking creature takes life so slowly that he just about manages to move. In fact, the sloth is so laid back, he never washes, and he's so slow, he only poos once a week.
No, that's disgusting.
Nah, that's cool. He's just a real laid-back, cool dude. And we worked out if the Animal Crazy cameras followed the sloth around for 1 mile, the programme would be 12 hours long.
But listen to this. The supreme slow coach of them all must be the common garden snail. Just look at this boy go. He's on the track. He's under starter's orders. On your marks, get set, go. Probably. You see, the snail travels at the remarkable speed of 58 centimetres per hour, which means if he wanted to travel the distance of 1 mile, that's going at 24 hours per day, non-stop, it would take him 115 days.
Here, could you imagine what would happen if we took life at a snail's pace? A sneeze would take 2 hours.
Eating an ordinary bag of chips would take 50 days. And wait for it, what about a game of cricket? Yeah, think about it. A test match would take 17 years. How's that?
Oh, that's just too much.
Perhaps we could speed the animals up.
Yeah, Neil, speedy snails may not be such a good idea after all.
Why not?
'Cause they're after us.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Why are you running away?
Because you're chasing me.
But they're chasing me.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Now that's crazy.
I think we'll just keep it the way it is. See you next time.